Hello and welcome to the Work Experience virtual presentation. This is aimed at parents of students in Year 12. It will cover information on work experience and the process, what students need to do, and how parents can support them in finding a successful placement. Now, two key members of staff that are involved in work experience are Mrs. Martindale, who is head of PD here at Longsands, and me, Mr. Simpson. I will be actually running work experience for Year 12. Both of our emails are on here, so if you do want to get in contact, okay, please do so, and we will try our best to help you. Now, two features we want to stress about Year 12 work experience. Firstly, we would like the work experience placement to be one that is vaguely related to a student's career plans, and the onus is on the student to try and find the placement for themselves. So, for example, if your child wants to be a solicitor, we'd like them to try and find and do a placement in a law firm, for example. We don't think it would be particularly beneficial for them to be in a supermarket stacking shelves or making cups of tea and coffee in a restaurant. Year 10 work experience, which is also we offer at Longsands, that's much more about understanding what a workplace environment is, while Year 12 work experience is much more career focused. Now, this is the first year we've actually offered a work experience placement in the sixth form, and we're really excited because we think there is lots and lots of benefits of a successful work experience placement. I'll just give you a minute or so to read some of the potential benefits. So work experience will help develop key employability skills, develop confidence, and hopefully give students career goals. Now, all the research suggests that students who have goals, who have visions for the future, tend to do better than students that don't. And that's something that certainly I can echo from my time here. So what will the Academy do to support students? We will provide support and guidance on how to find a placement and how to contact employers. We will, mainly through PD sessions, help students to develop and understand key employability skills. So, for example, we've got employers coming in to speak to students about how to write successful CVs, covering letters, interviews, and how to be successful on work experience placements. Of course, we will help and support students to find placements if they're struggling, and we'll also give students advice on health and safety. Now, all students will be given a paper copy and an electronic copy of a work experience booklet. There's lots and lots of useful ideas and information here. So please refer to this, okay, if you have any issues, first of all. Now, in the work experience placement booklet, there's advice, for example, on how to find a placement. There's a template for a covering letter to employers. So there's lots and lots of useful information here, as well as websites where students can research careers interests. Now, all students have access to a software program called Unifrog. Unifrog has got lots and lots of resources. One of those will allow students to write a CV. There's also search engines where students can complete quizzes about their personality and their interests, and it will suggest a number of different careers based on those. So students, please, they should be aware of how to use Unifrog, but that's a really, really good resource if a student is unsure about where to get started with careers. We are fully aware there'll be a few students that have no idea what they want to do for a career, so they don't know how to find a placement. I'm 41 and I don't know what I want to do for a career quite yet. But again, our advice is use the search engines on the website, so like Unifrog in the handbook. But just remember as well, most work experience placements are going to be valuable because they will give students the opportunity to experience key transferable skills. So even if a placement isn't directly related to what a student wants to do, we think it will still be valuable in the long run. Now, key dates. We are launching work experience on Wednesday, the 8th of December. There is obviously a virtual parents information evening, but we also have launched work experience in PD. So we are giving students out the work experience booklets, and we're talking to them about how it's going to work. Now, from the 9th of December onwards, that's when students can begin to contact employers. So please, the sooner you get your placement sorted, the better. We would like to suggest a deadline of the 30th of March for the placement forms to be submitted. I'll talk about how to do that in a bit. Now, obviously, that will allow us to identify students that haven't been able to secure a placement, and we will identify them and see how we can support them. And the 11th of July is actually the work experience week. So what do students need to do and when? Well, students can begin to contact employers from today. Again, we'll give them advice on how to do that in PD, and there's lots of advice in the booklet as well. So it could be by email, phone, or through personal contacts. Please make sure employers know the dates, and for example, it's a sixth form work experience placement, because sometimes it's very different if it's a year 10 work experience placement. And also, students need to be aware about health and safety in the workplace as well. Now, once you've had the work experience placement offer confirmed by an employer, either by writing or by email, then parents need to fill in a placement form, filling out that information. Now, obviously, health and safety is something that is very, very important. Now, we don't have capacity at school to check the health and safety of every placement. So, parents, it's your responsibility to check that you are happy with health and safety. Now, most employers will be absolutely fine. Okay, they've got their own employer liability insurance, so there shouldn't be any problems with that at all. I would just suggest if you see your son or daughter do anything like in the picture here, or you are a little bit unsure about health and safety, from experience, if it says your child is going to be working with an animal, like they're milking venomous snakes, or they're using heavy machinery, and you're not sure if the health and safety is appropriate, again, please contact the school. When you complete the Microsoft form, that is you giving your permission for the student, your son or daughter, to do work experience placement there. So on the letter that has been emailed out to you, there is a link for the work experience Microsoft form. So when you've had that placement confirmed, please fill that in, okay, and we can start to identify which students have got placements and those that don't. So how can you help support your child through work experience? Well, first of all, trying to ensure that all the documentation is in on time. Okay, try and encourage your child to find their placement relatively quickly. Okay, so don't leave it a couple of months and then go and do it. Try and start thinking about it now. Check their CV. Okay, so on Unifrog you can check their CV. Checking health and safety requirements of the workplace. Obviously, maybe helping with travel arrangements during that week, and avoiding holidays and other commitments. So I'll just give you a minute or so just to read some typical questions. Again, there's lots of information in the work experience booklet. Please feel free to contact your tutors, and also you can obviously contact myself and Mrs. Martindale as well if you've got any questions or concerns about work experience. So thank you very much for listening to the presentation. Our emails, again, are on here. Our emails will also be on the placement form, and you can find more information on the Academy's website.